I get told a lot to relax. I get told a lot that the world isn't ending. But I don't know, dude. I don't know. Okay. Okay. I guess, I see things and I'm like, oh, okay. The Sahara Desert is flooded. Oh, okay. Okay. That's normal. Okay. Okay. The biggest hurricane ever is has hit Florida, and it's terrible, huge disaster. Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right. Those two don't relate. Those two things. Okay, okay, cool. Um, there's an asteroid heading our way. We don't know yet if it's gonna hit the Earth or not. But okay, fine, fine. Okay, that's fine. We won't worry about that. Then it gets weird. Then the sky makes noises. Apparently, the sky can also scream. The sky goes, you know, and I'm like, okay, all right. I guess that's normal too. None of these things are related. All right, man. Okay. Dude, is the world ending? Well, if it is, fine, fine. I'm not even gonna stress about it anymore because, like, if it's gonna happen, let it happen, bro. I can't stop it. You can't stop it. Let's all just have I don't know. Let's just carry on let's just carry on with life, and then enjoy it to the best, and then. If this is the end, besides nuclear war and AI, like those are my two big ones. These other things, dude. But yeah, let's not think about the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. All right. Anyways, let's start the show. Hello and welcome to the show, everybody. If you are here for the first time, welcome. If this is not your first time, welcome back. Oh, by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, I need to remind myself to always say this, but if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Every little bit helps. And yeah, that's all I can say about that. Trying to build this channel, so every contribution you can make is invaluable. Truly. Isn't it funny when something is valuable, right? When something is valuable, it's valuable. It has value, okay? Now, you would think the word invaluable means like it has zero value. Like it's worthless. But invaluable is more than valuable. That's a funny thing. I think that's quite a funny little thing. Sorry, I don't know. Something came from my mouth. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's, I don't know, aliens. Anyways, what was I saying now? I lost my train of thought. Oh, so the not the end of the world. Now I lost my train of thought again. Isn't that crazy? What was I talking about now? Oh, words. All right. So the word invaluable means more than valuable. Okay. Something that has worth, right? It has worth. It's worth something. But something worthless that has no worth whatsoever, it's worthless. Kind of like, my concentration. And then then you've got something, okay, price. Meaning it has value. A certain numerical value has been attached to this thing, and that is what a price is. But when it's priceless, it doesn't have a price, but it's not worthless. I don't know. I understand why people have trouble learning English, actually, because if you really look at it, it doesn't really make sense. Like, yeah, like. Sometimes a word is a good thing, and then when you use a prefix to make it its opposite, sometimes it's also good or even better than good, or it's like totally bad. Possible and impossible. Hungry and What's the opposite of hungry? Satiated? Satiated, I believe that's the word. That's a funny, we never use that word. We're like, oh, I'm full. But apparently you're not supposed to be full. If you're full, it means that you ate too much. Isn't that funny? Goodness me, man. I feel like that's something they should have taught us in school also, What else, man? But yeah, it's nice to be here. It's been a weird time lately, Like the weather is weird. There was a heat wave, now it's cold again, and then it's hot again, then it's cold, then it rains, then it snows, then it hails, and then it's raining rocks, and then there's fire in the sky, and I don't know, the Lord is coming. Let's hope the Lord is coming so that we can just be done with all of this, not in a bad way, because I like to think of myself as someone who enjoys life. I love everything about life. I love being alive. I love the fact that we all of us as human beings, 8 billion of us, we all have different experiences, different perspectives, filtered. All of our perspectives are filtered through our own experiences, and it's really something beautiful, But yeah, man, if our time is done, bro. Then there's not gonna be any more pain and suffering and something like homelessness, I would say that's the biggest thing that I'm confronted with, in terms of like what sort of suffering do you witness, And I it's something that seems to be close to my heart, And one day when I can get to that point, I would love to use this channel as a platform to help homeless people, I don't know why it's such a big thing for me, but I guess it's because I see it all the time and it bothers me, Like I like to, when you have that instinct to look away from something, like there's some reality in the world that you're like, I don't want any part of that. You don't. You shift your gaze elsewhere. I like to be aware of that feeling, because when I wanna avert my gaze, and I've always been someone, or I'm normally someone who likes to be very, how can I say? I don't want to say I'm a contrarian, because I don't go against everything, But I like difficult things. I like the idea of resistance. I like pushing against resistance. That's how you build strength, Especially within yourself. And inner strength is really the most important strength that there is, There's this quote, I can't remember who said it, and I wish I could have given you the person's name, because it's such a powerful quote, I think, And it says, anyone who can rule themselves can rule a city, Meaning, if you're able to fully control who you are and be in charge of everything that you are, everything that you do, everything that you say, I won't say everything that you think, because I don't believe you can really control your thoughts. You can definitely control the direction of your thoughts, but thinking is such a complex thing where things enter your mind, but I guess it's all about what you choose to focus on, which thoughts you focus on, right? So that's also something you can choose. But someone who's able to do that is someone that you want to be in charge of other things bigger than themselves, So, and you see that a lot. It's sort of this inside out approach to life. And I really like that, I'm a huge fan of Dr. Jordan Peterson. And he's a very controversial person for some reason. And I think it's just because he's able to call out people's, what's the word to use here? I'm going to sneeze now. Yeah, that was a good sneeze. Sorry. I'm a huge fan of Dr. Jordan Peterson, because he's not telling you that your problems are someone else's fault. That's a ointment for the burn that you receive, but it's not the prevention of the burn or the proper treatment, right? It's he's saying, hey man, your life's not going great. Just look a little bit. What are you up to? What are you up to inside your head? What are you up to inside your heart? What are your intentions and what are your actions? Most importantly, is your quality of life, and this is a big one. It's such a huge question, and you just sit there and you're like, what? You know, he's like, is what you're doing and your quality of life related at all? And 99% of us are going to answer yes, 100%. My attitudes towards people, towards responsibility, especially towards goals, my attitude towards all those things, right, is important because that's what determines my quality of life. If I don't pursue my goals, if I don't adopt any responsibility, if I blame the whole world for all my problems instead of actually realizing my room's probably dirty because I'm the one that needs to clean my room, I'm the one who lives in my room, I'm the one who makes things dirty, and he says that a lot. Like it's kind of an example that he uses, but it's also a place to start, and I love that. Look at what you can do first, and that's how you grow your circle of influence, right? It's got like rings. There are layers to it, like an onion, and it has to start from the inside, So when I look at a homeless person, it bothers me, man. It bothers me. This is something terrible that's happening. There are people who are, for the most part, fully able, fully capable, but just somehow reached rock bottom and then fell out of society, man. And people pretend they're not there, Oh, man. And I used to be one of those people, growing up, I'd be like, just don't look at him, But, as you get older, you realize this is a human being and he lives without dignity. He wakes up from whatever, corner he sleeps on, and he stands here in this blistering heat, wearing all of his possessions, which is just a jacket. All he has is a jacket and whatever he has on underneath, and broken shoes. And he's like, man, do you have some change? Can you please give me something, or if you have something to eat, can I have that, And it breaks my heart, dude. It breaks my heart, man. Even when you do have something to give and you give it to him, it's not as if your day gets better or whatever, because you still think about that person, man. And I don't know. I just think we are also in the pursuit of wealth. It's become a big driving force in my own life, just out of necessity. I definitely genuinely believe there's a lot that I need to do and accomplish financially in order to provide the sort of life for my family, for my future and my future family, my future wife, my future children, and all of that whole life needs to be supplied financially, or for the most part financially, to provide, to create or to help create a life for these people that is comfortable, that is safe and secure, that is without unnecessary struggle. Struggle is important, but there are unnecessary struggles, especially if you come from a certain standing in life. Our mission is always to improve our standing. But some people fail and fail and fail, and maybe it's through their own fault, maybe not. Who are we to say? But yeah, it's a very big thing for me, man. I don't know. It's like always I see that, and it's like it's heartbreaking, but at the same time, it's beyond your control. But it's like, I don't know what the Stoics might say about this sort of thing, man, because they are always like, do only what is in your control. Focus only on what is in your control. whether it's in your thoughts, whether it's in your actions, But I want that to be in my control, you know what I mean? And it sucks that it's not, you know? And it's, what's funny, Ne? I did not think about this until I actually sat down and talked to you about it, man. But I do think about it often. And I think, it's I don't even know how I got here to the idea of homeless people, man. But it's a brutal thing. It's a brutal thing, But nonetheless, I at this place in my life, all I can really do is, hey man, I've got like a R2 here. Here you go, And what sucks for them, man. Oh man, if I'm really looking at it, what really sucks for them is, besides people who have weird opinions about homeless people, oh, he's a drug addict, don't give him money, he's gonna use it to drink or buy drugs or whatever, like, who cares? Just help him. That whatever you're giving him, he might do that, or he might go buy himself a loaf of bread, or he might go, just get some water, or he needs that for this and that and the other, who knows? But it's not for us to judge, man. It's not for us to say. But yeah, so where was I going with this? It doesn't matter. That's a nice song. It's called Weeping. What else, man? What else has been going on in life, Feeling burnt out, dude. I don't understand why, even, because I've been able to manage a decent tempo, But I'll tell you this much, the heat does not help, dude. The heat does not help at all. Okay, like, I go outside and my shirt is like maybe wrinkled. I'm not a big fan of ironing. I don't like ironing my clothes, and I should. It's a bad habit, okay? Not to iron your clothes. You should definitely always leave the house with ironed clothes, But now I don't need to iron my clothes, dude. I can just, put on a t-shirt, go outside, just walk a little bit in the sun, and then boom, it's perfectly ironed. That's how hot it is, dude. Like, it's ridiculous, man. And sometimes I feel like this is not my environment. I'm not built for this. And I'm not one to give up when it comes to tough, a difficult environment, or certain demands and all that things. I'm not against any of that, but it bothers me, dude. It bothers me so much, like how hot it gets, you have like no energy, like in the morning. I'm like that little bunny, is it Duracell? I don't know, man. Battery adverts are weird, but anyways, it's like this bunny, that little pink bunny from the battery adverts. I think it's Duracell, man. I'm not even sure. But why the bunny? Is it because bunnies have energy? I've never really seen a bunny who's like zip, 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 But anyway, that's how I am. I can go on for a long time. Unless it's hot, dude. Then I slow down. And I'm like, give me water. Throw me in the freezer. Put ice cream in the bath and let me lay there. I feel like that sometimes, dude. Oh my word. I feel like I could just lay in a freezer, or throw myself in a bath full of ice or ice cream, and then I just give me a spoon as well, so that I can eat it all before it melts. It'll obviously melt because it's freaking hot outside, But yeah, so I even it's gotten so bad now. I'm like considering immigration, dude. I'm trying to think, like, where can I go where it's not too cold, like where you complain of the cold, but where it's not like crazy hot, man. Because this heat is ridiculous, man. But yeah, and I think the worst part is maybe just that the air is also dry. So like you're so thirsty, your mouth is so dry, and then you feel all sinusy. Like right now, I feel super sinusy. I don't even understand why. I was fine the whole day until now. Maybe it's you. Is it that perfume you're wearing? I can see the perfume coming off you. Gee whiz, man. A little goes a long way, okay? You should know that by now. But yeah, anyways, what else has been going on, man? Started reading a new book. Really cool. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is the name of the book, and it's such a fun story, man. Like, it's been such a long time since I've read like fiction, you know, and it's been an even longer time since I've read something like a sci-fi book, or fantasy or adventure. Most of the time, or the novels I read tend to be like a real serious and heavy topics. I'm trying to see. Okay, these are not fiction. Those are not fiction. Like Crime and Punishment or Brave New World 1984. Yeah, those are only, looks like I only have 3 fiction books. I'm gonna have to change that. Besides that Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but it's really fun, Like, it's I just like stories where it's chaotic and it's like a whole change of pace. That's what it feels like, a breath of fresh air. Because sometimes you don't get a breath of fresh air in your daily life. And I've been getting so bored with series and stuff on Netflix, or like, I don't know what to watch anymore, man. Like there's very few things that's like I can sit and really enjoy watching. And I've rewatched so many things so many times. I'm like, I can't rewatch things anymore. So now I'm like, okay, I'm going to read more, and I have been reading more, so that's quite fun, especially since I've been so reading like serious philosophy stuff, which is important, I believe, to develop your philosophical thinking, because it is an important set of tools. This is what I believe. Okay, a philosophy is only worthwhile if you're able to take what the authors are talking about and apply it practically in your life, to protect you, to strengthen you, to make you more wise, to sharpen your mind, not just like, oh, have you thought about if a train comes and there's 2 tracks, and on the one track is your sister's husband's mother's granddaughter's stepson, and on the other side is a family of 7, and you control which train, which family, which group of people, which track is active for the train, and whichever one you choose, that's the people that the train kills. What? Is that philosophy, dude? Stop it, man. Stop it. Some kind of ethics nonsense, Like, it's not practical. How is that gonna help you in daily life? That just sounds like you have one of 2 choices. One is bad, the other is bad. I guess it's just a matter of which one is worse, and then that will spark debate. And it's like, what is the point of this debate if the resolution of this debate is not gonna help anybody at all? It comes from a totally made up scenario. It comes from it's like, have you guys ever thought about what would happen if the world became jelly? That's a totally irrelevant thing, man. Come on, man. That's so stupid, man. Oh my word. But anyways, so what else, man? What else? This past weekend, I felt very weird. Okay, so this past weekend, from like Friday afternoon until Sunday afternoon, 2 of my 3 siblings went away for a trip for the weekend, right? So it was my brother and my sister. Okay, my one brother, he's in his 20s. My sister, she's 12 or 13 or 7 or 5 or 15. I don't know how old she is. She's a child. Okay, a child age, whatever age children are. And then I've got a teenage brother. He's 17, I think. So okay, so the one in his 20s and the one who's maybe 12, 7. I don't know how old she is, but yeah, she might be 12. Anyways, the 2 of them went away for a trip. Okay. And it was just me and my brother, who's 17, I think. And Dude, now he's not a very big conversationalist, He's not big on talking. Now I am, and I'm already someone who can overwhelm my family. I can take an hour. It'll take an hour to overwhelm my whole family. If I go one by one and talk to my dad, then talk to my brother, then talk to my sister, then talk to my other brother, then that's an hour, and then they're like, okay, dude, we're done now. I'm tired. I'm tired of this. Even if it's an interesting conversation, they have their limits. They have their social limits. I guess I don't have that. The only time I've ever found my social limit is if someone's being boring. Like if you respond with things that are not your own, if you're not telling me what you think or what you're about or your experiences, man, then I don't want to listen. I don't want to hear it, I think being genuine is truly what captivates me, and it's what I enjoy when I'm talking to someone, is when we're all being genuine, when your reactions and your responses are not hidden. If you're angry about something, man, be angry. Show me you're angry. Let's get through that. Don't try and shift the conversation to something that just say, oh, sorry, oh, because that's what people do, right? They get upset or annoyed or angry or whatever, or maybe they're having a rough day, and they're still trying to be nice. They're still trying to be involved in the conversation or whatever. And then they're then it's not nice anymore. It's not worthwhile to have this conversation, So that's when I get bored. But anyways, so this poor brother of mine, he's home alone with me, okay? And I always have a lot to say. Now, I'm trying to talk to him, and he engages for let's say 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes 37 seconds approximately. And then you could see okay, he's done. So then he turns to the TV and I'm still talking, and then he's no longer turning his head now, oh, is it? That's interesting. And then looks back. That was the first 2 minutes 37 seconds. After that, he's like, oh, is it? Okay. And then I say something else, and then he's like, oh, okay, that's nice. He's not even moving his head now. He's just, averting his eyes or turning his eyes to me. And then after that, he's like, and that maybe goes on for another, 43 seconds or whatever. And then after that, he's now just saying, okay, but looking at the TV, no longer talking to me at all, and I'm just trying to have conversation. Oh, okay. And you could tell the guy's not listening. They're like, oh, okay, thanks, dude. Nice talking to you. He's like, oh, okay, my pleasure. And then I leave, and then he just carries on watching whatever. And I'm and that whole process took maybe 5 minutes. Wow, 5 minutes of conversation for the weekend. So that was a bit of a weird one for me. I didn't have much to do this past weekend, so it was such a weird feeling. You every time you have an urge to get up and just talk to him about something, and then you realize, nah, man, wait, he's still recharging from the previous conversation. But anyway, so what happened? We went to the movies. Him and I told him, dude, we should go do something. I'm bored. Let's see what we can do this weekend. So I told him we should go watch a movie, and he's like, yeah, that's fine. And then I told him he can choose the movie. Okay, big mistake. All right, big mistake. So he chose a horror movie. There were other options. There were other kind of cool options, The Joker 2. But apparently it wasn't a great movie. So that's a funny thing, because the first Joker movie was incredible. It absolutely blew my mind in ways I never thought possible. I just want to check the time. All right. Then there were, Deadpool and Wolverine is still in theaters. We could have checked that one out, But then he's like, you know what? We're going to watch a horror movie. And I was like, okay. now I'm scared, because I told him he can watch he can choose the movie. So now I can't back out. Keep in mind also, this is my little brother. I don't want to seem like a sissy in front of him, right? And I'm a big time sissy, dude. I am what you call a banghat. Let's just put it that way. I get scared of things, okay? Like, yeah. Anyways, like just yesterday, actually, there's some grasshoppers around. I don't really like grasshoppers. I don't like bugs of any kind, especially not grasshoppers, dude. So I'm coming up the stairs with my sister. I've got my bag, her bag, on my shoulder, right? And it's hot, so I'm moving slowly. Put my hand on the handrail of the stairs, right? So from the lift up to where we live, the floor where we live, there's a flight of stairs that you need to take. Okay, so halfway through, get to the half flight, the first landing basically to the Anyways, then I grab the handrail just to kind of support myself, and a grasshopper's there. I didn't see grasshopper's there. It jumps. I was like, oh, because I didn't know what it was. Then it grabbed my t-shirt like grabbed it like it was like, yes honey, and I was like, ah, like female pitch. I can't even make that sound on purpose. It was just pure fear. And I'm like, ah, and then it got off me. And then my sister, her day was made with my fear. So that was fun. So now I wondered, is she ever gonna feel protected if I'm around? You wonder about that stuff. You get about insecure, But anyway, so then back to going to the movies. Okay, so now I have fear, but I can't let him know that I'm scared, that I don't want to watch this movie. So I'm like, okay, cool. We go through with it, man. We go get popcorn. That's all great. We go and we sit. And and everything's fine. The trailers happen, all the ads beforehand, which is really annoying. They tell you the movie starts at 5:30, for example, but it's like 15 minutes of ads, and it's so silly. Oh my word! It's like stuff, like it's ads of things I would never even. I guess it's not targeted ads, and we're so used to targeted ads, Anyways, so then I go, we go in, we sit, the ads are playing, cool. I'm okay. I'm like, I don't think this is going to be so bad. We just have to sit here for maybe 180 minutes or whatever, however long it is, hour and a half, almost 2 hours, let's say, cool. 180 minutes is 3 hours. Sorry. Not 3 hours though. Okay. So then sorry. I'm getting a bit mixed up here. Are we? And then, okay, so then I'm sitting. We're watching the movie now. The movie is playing. I'm just keeping track of time, sorry. Because I have to be somewhere soon. Like in 18 minutes, I gotta leave. Gotta go fetch my sister at school, okay? Anyways, so then now the movie starts, okay? Now, normally with a horror movie, and it was a horror movie. I don't know if I mentioned that. It's a horror movie. That's why I was scared. Okay. Normally in a horror movie, it's a horror movie. It's scary. There's normally a build up towards whatever's going to happen, right? Dude, the first scene in this movie was so terrifying. Okay. It happened, dude. It happened. The thing that happens that you think, okay, this is going to be where the end is. That happened in the first scene of the movie, dude. So minute 1. I'm already thinking, I want to go home now. There's so much movie left. Like, it just started, And I was so scared, dude. I was like, dude, I was shaking. Okay. Then I was like, okay, I want to leave, I'm trying to tell myself, like, hey, man, you can't tell your little brother that you want to leave. Okay. You're a grown man. Stay and watch the flippin' movie. It's just a movie. Okay. Tell myself that. Okay, cool. So I'm like, okay, sharp. Let's do this, And then, okay, after that first scene, which was absolutely terrifying. Oh my word. Okay, I don't know. Why am I yawning? That is so weird. But anyways, so okay, I do that, and then the movie now. Okay, now the current story happens. All right, cool. After that first introductory scene, the movie now begins. We're watching. Okay, slow build up, but it's obviously that anticipation because now you already know what's gonna happen, right? But it doesn't prepare you. It doesn't prepare you in the slightest, dude. So the whole movie you're like so tense and everything. You're like, is that gonna no, is that and what's worse is it involves like children. So now it's like, is this child about to get taken, like, oh, what's happening, oh my word. So I was scared, okay, and there was 4 or 5 more times in this movie where I was genuinely scared for my life and trying to convince myself, hey man, tell your brother you want to leave, It's brave to tell your brother that you want to leave. You're not a coward, I'm like trying to tell myself that. Oh my word, I was so scared. Inside I was like, oh, I hate this, But when the movie was over, it was awesome. I was really glad it was over. But it was I think, I won't say it was a good movie. I'll say, yeah, okay, fine. The movie did its job, The movie was intended to be a horror movie. It scared the life out of me, okay? And that was obviously the intention of the film, all right? So I was like, okay, cool. That's the movie. Super scary. I'm probably not going to sleep for the next 7 to, 12 months. But I did manage to sleep after that, obviously. But that movie was rough, man. It's called Bagman, by the way. I should actually plug that movie. Watch Bagman. It's a ridiculously scary movie. It is creepy. From beginning to end, you're on edge, you're tense, you're anxious. But it's a nice experience. At the end of it, you feel so alive. You're like, whoa, man, that was quite an experience. It's like a roller coaster, Roller coaster is really fast, lots of adrenaline, lots of fear. But at the end of the day, it's just that. It has a beginning and an end, just like the movie. And it's not real, hopefully. Oh yeah, it was a fun time. What was also fun was I kept looking at him. When I know, okay, like there's moments where you can expect like a kong, like a big sound, and for everyone in the audience to jump. So I kept looking at him, waiting to see, and he only like did a jump scare like one time. Like I was like every time, getting the fright of my life and trying to hold the contents of my bladder and my bowels, but successfully, thankfully. But for him, like he only like jumped once, which was wild, dude. I'm like, nah, man, you're a dark soul. But yeah, so that happened, and yeah, that was kind of like the highlight of my weekend, I think. But what else, man? What else has been going on with me? Dude, I lost my wallet. Dude. Like what happened was, okay, normally when I leave to take my sister to school, wallet, because my ID's in there, wallet, keys, all right? Wallet, car keys, house keys, cool. Take her to school. Come back home. Oh, sorry. Oh my God. What is happening right now? Is it midnight? Was I abducted by aliens and thus have been prevented from actually getting good sleep? I don't understand. When I woke up this morning, I was feeling good. Maybe it's getting hot again, and it is. I can feel it. I have a fan here, but I can't switch it on because it's gonna make a lot of sounds, Anyways, so came home, take my keys out, like car keys, house keys, cool. Then I'm like, okay, my wallet's not here. All right, it has to be in the car. Must have fallen out of my pocket. It's in the car. Fantastic. Also, I think, all right, later in the day, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go now. And then I check the car. It's not in the car, dude. My yawning is ruining the story. It's not in the car, dude. I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh no, it's gone. I'm going to have to cancel all my cards. I'm going to have to go get a new ID. Home Affairs. Oh no, I don't want to do that, Dude, and my brother's like, calm down. Just phone the school. Yeah, if they have it. Phone them. Bro, they have the ID, you know? Ach, they have the wallet. I was so happy, dude. So it turns out what happened was, as I was getting out of the car, it fell out of my pocket, and someone picked it up. A good soul, a kind soul, picked it up, took it to the office, man. There was nothing in there, actually, like, you know, there wasn't any cash or anything, so it's not like it's gonna, someone will benefit from the wallet anyways, unless they steal my identity, you know. But it's not much of an identity either, you know. But anyways, so they took the thing, and yeah, I phoned them, and they were like, yeah, we got it, just come and collect it. And I was like, crisis averted. I was so relieved, dude. But yeah, that's another highlight. Let's see what else is going on in life, man. I really am concerned about the end of the world, dude. I joke about it, but I'm actually like, it's a bit nerve-wracking, man. And I think I need to just spend a lot less time. A lot less. That's such a, what do they call that? An oxymoron or a paradox? A lot less. Anyways, I need to spend way less time on TikTok, dude. Like I've avoided now Instagram. Very good at avoiding Instagram because it doesn't really offer me much. You know, it doesn't capture my attention as much as TikTok does. Facebook, I only really go on there as a reflex. I don't even understand why. There's nothing. The only thing interesting on Facebook is that's where I get all my Formula One news. So that's the only thing I'm looking for on Facebook. And then I go on TikTok and I just get stuck there. Then they start showing videos. Okay, look at all these missiles being fired at Israel. Oh, look at Ukraine fighting back against Russia. Oh, look at this flood. It took place in the desert. Huh? Oh, okay, cool. Hey, look at this weird star. It's coming closer to the planet, and we think it's quite nearby. Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine. Look at this hurricane. It's destroying Florida. It's the biggest one we've ever seen. Oh, okay. Also, look at this video of aeroplanes flying around to manipulate the directions of hurricanes. Oh, okay. That's fun. Now we're manipulating the weather too. All right, man. Okay. So war, natural disaster, famine, unusual weather, like astronomical event, like all of that is like making me. I'm like, is the world gonna end, dude? I don't know, man. But I think about it a lot. I really do. Because I'm just like, what if? What if? But it's not as if we can do anything about it. If the world is ending, bro, yeah, man, let it end. But I don't want it to end. But if it's gonna, there's nothing we can do to stop it. So I guess that's a very, very, it's quite a sobering thought, actually. It's quite a sobering thought because you realize, okay, my life is significant. The lives of all the human beings on this planet are significant. Life itself is pretty significant, And here's this thing that might happen that's just gonna end all that. So it's like, I guess that's it, But then again, the world has always been ending, right? I'm sure 10,000 years ago, people were like, the world is going to end. 5,000 years ago, the world is going to end because they just like, oh, there's famine, there's disease, there's natural disaster, there's war. Those are the four horsemen, isn't it? Are those the four horsemen? That's interesting. I don't know. I'm gonna go read there in the other thing is, and I think this probably puts things in context. I've been reading Revelations, right? So I try to read a chapter every night, a chapter of the Bible. In the start of the year, I started at in Matthew. Okay, so this time I've ended up in Revelations towards the end. I'm like the last 3 chapters of Revelation. So Revelations obviously describes the second coming, when Jesus Christ comes to fetch us all and take us up into heaven, where we will celebrate a wonderful feast, marriage feast in heaven, where we will all become one with God, and we will be like Him and see Him as He is. It's all going to be, very beautiful. But it's also basically the end of the world, lots of things happening on the earth, asteroids, for example, that's been described in Revelations, heavy winds and floods and rains, war and disease and famine, earthquakes, and Japan got hit with an earthquake not long ago, like last week, So all those things come into my head, and I'm like, maybe all this stuff is coming at a time where I shouldn't be reading Revelations, because now I'm like, is the world gonna end? So I'm trying not to think about that too much, but it's all I can think about. I can't help it. I really can't help it, man. It's like, it really consumes my thoughts, man. But I'm trying to think more on other things. I'm trying to think of Beethoven and Bach. I'm trying to think of Brahms and the beautiful music that they make, the 3 Bs. I guess they are the 3 Bs, huh? The 3 Bs of Germany. Is Brahms German? I think Brahms is German. So it's Beethoven, Bach. Let's say Bach, in order. Bach, Beethoven, Brahms. I like listening to those. And then I like listening to Bartok and Mahler and Haydn and Mendelssohn. Like, I'm just a big fan of that music. But anyways, so I should just shift my thinking to that. Let me just think about music only. That's it's gonna take my mind off the fact that the world is ending. Fact that the world is ending. I don't know if that's a fact. Jeez, I sure hope not. But yeah. Anyways, what else, man? I think I'm just gonna cut it here. I'm hungry now. I need to go fetch my sister at school, and for some reason my nose is packed. So weird, man. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the show. Like, really, all the support really helps. All the engagement I've been receiving on social media, all the just the double taps, it doesn't mean much for me personally, but it helps to know that there's some, like, it's not that I'm getting the approval, but rather that what I'm doing is being approved, by you. So I appreciate that. And once again, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. Every little bit helps. And thank you for following along with me as I go all over the show. Talk to you next week.